and welcome to another episode of Yeah, We Read It. I am one of your hosts, Meggie,
And I'm also one of your hosts. My name is Laura.
and we are tackling the fourth Lightlark book. It is Crowntide. It just came out last month, actually, and I got a signed copy for some reason when I went to Strand Bookstore, and
Which
I got.
is so special. You got two little posters too, which is very exciting.
I know, it's so exciting. I got two little posters. I have no art on my walls, so I put up the print of Oro, Grimm, and Isla on my massive wall in my New
I'm
York apartment.
I'm just so thankful that Alex Aster and Lightlark were able to come through and give you some art for your barren walls, Maggie.
I like that you say that as if it was like the publisher sent it to me. Nope, I just randomly picked it up.
No, it chose you. It really did, because I just bought mine online and it was normal. So
Well, I feel bad for you. But speaking of picking up things,
yeah.
where we left off, we finished Skyshade last week, and it was a book where things happened. I
It was a
still don't.
book.
We
And
literally
you
do.
want to know, and I gotta say, what's weird to me is like we finally learned the name of the other world is Skyshade, and that does not come up once as the title of where Isla winds up. We never hear the word Skyshade ever again after the third book. It's just like, well, Isla's in Skyshade now, but nobody's calling it Skyshade. So I'm so mad at that
I do.
small detail.
I do
Um,
love the running joke is like they'll drop the name of the book once in the title of the book in the book, and then it just kind of
yeah,
goes away. I think that this was
and
the
then it's
most
just kind of
relevant so
there.
far. Yeah. Like Lightlark was used the
Yeah, well, like
most.
I think Lightlark was like, yeah, I think Lightlark, like, first book made sense. Great, we're going to the island of Lightlark. And then it was like Nightbane. And then finally we were like, oh, it's a flower. It's not even a plot device. It's just an object. And then with Skyshade, we were like, the fuck is Skyshade? And at the end of the book, they're like, it's called Skyshade. And it's like, okay. And now in this book, we get it earlier, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, it kind of just feels like we're doing something else now.
Yeah, it is. We've dove into a new world, and there is new language for said world, and that is where we left
Exactly.
off. Isla
All
went
right.
through
So,
Cronin's portal, and now she's in
yep,
Sky.
Isla went. Isla went through Cronin's portal. She's now in Skyshade. She's gone rogue. She's trying to defeat Lark all by herself, which I think Maggie and I will both agree was a dumb plan. Get like one other person to like talk to about Skyshade since before you do it. What do you expect?
I
Um,
know, and
Also,
clearly
I'm
now
gonna
that
be
Oro,
honest.
yes. What are you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say one of the craziest things that this book starts with is giving Oro and Grimm last names, which they did not discuss through the prior three books. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why are we giving these characters last names now, or at least telling us now? It's not important. But I'm mad that like if they were there, they could have told us sooner.
Because Oro's last name is Horace, right? Oro Horace, which sounds like a
No,
Dr.
it's
Seuss
something
character.
else. Yeah, well, Horus is his ancestor. I forget what
Oh,
it
I
is.
thought that was his
Grimm's
last
is
name too.
Malvir. Yeah, Grimm's is
Malvir.
Malvir. That one makes sense. I wonder if I can find it really quick. Uh, Ray is Oro's last name,
Ray. Okay,
like
yeah,
the sun,
sure.
because he's sun guy.
Go off, Oro Ray. Yes, Oro Ray and Grim Malvir are trying to readjust to this new Isla, insert last name here, free
Crown.
existence. Duh, Isla Crown. Yes. Oh, they did introduce the
She has
last
she
names
has a
last book.
last name. We just didn't learn Oro's and Grimm's till now.
And they're not really adjusting well, I would say, because Grim does punch Oro in the jaw after Isla is
Yeah,
gone.
Grimm is a mess as they're watching this closed portal. He's like in tears. He punches Oro, and then is immediately like, "All right, you gotta help me get her back." So a lot of mixed emotions coming from Grimm right now.
I think it's good that they're fist fighting, though. They really needed this to get over this hump for their
Yeah,
friendship to
yeah,
bloom, I would say.
yeah, they've known each other for centuries, so I think it's good that they're finally leaving it out in the open for this maybe 20-year-old that they both have met recently.
Maybe
Um,
20-year-old and they're 500 years old. Yeah. I
Yeah, and
mean,
like, and that's just normal because I think it's vampire rules and they're all like permanently 20. So I don't know. It's also important to know that this book is the first book we get split point of views. So we're getting the story from Oro's side, Grimm's side, and Isla's side, which was an interesting, I think, shift for the book. And we'll talk about it, I think, throughout because I have opinions on it. But
Oh,
so now we're
yeah.
getting inside Grimm and Oro's heads as well as Isla's and kind of dealing with all of their thoughts and feelings on the situations around them.
Especially because I would say Oro's point of view is kind of unnecessary.
Oh my god,
Sorry.
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, especially as we get further in the book, I'm like, I don't give a shit what Oro's doing right now. It's not important.
I know, I felt really bad. But Grimm is like, listen, I know of this super powerful stone, more powerful than anything out there. I think that it's really gonna help us find Isla. And Oro's friends are like, okay, where is it? And he's like, unfortunately, I did claim it and I put it around Isla's neck. So there was
Yeah,
actually no point for me to bring up. I just wanted to tell
no.
you guys that like I
I just
got it.
want to tell you guys that if we still had that stone, it would be super helpful right
Be
now. So let's
so
pivot.
awesome. Let's
Let's
pivot.
go to plan B.
Let's actually forget about the stone. They're like, you brought it up though. So
We're not talking about the stone, guys. It's not going to work.
yeah, he recounts like going up some mountain to retrieve it. He really does just tell a whole story about getting it.
Literally. He's like, I bet if we had this stone, I think it would just solve all of our problems. And then he's like, well, but Isla has the stone. So I guess that's not going to work, is it? It's like, okay, filler of the meeting of the minds. Like, this isn't important.
Isla is in sand desolate dark world of nothing skyshade. And
Yeah.
her and Lark are captured by a gaggle of degenerates, I would say.
Yes.
Just a
Some
band of
scavengers.
merrymaking Robin Hood people.
A caveat of Skyshade is Isla's noticing she cannot find her powers. They're not working, so something's different in the air here.
Mhm.
So she's like, uh-oh, my plan to kill Lark with my powers once I got here, not gonna work.
It's not gonna happen. She is now a prisoner.
Not gonna
She's been
happen.
dragged through the desert. Can't kill her ancestor.
Yeah.
Oro's whole thing in Crowntide is just kind of having friend time. So he is assuring his friends that it is worth saving Isla, even though his friends are like, she's fucking bad for you. I'm sorry, if I was Oro's friend, I'd be so goddamn over it.
Same. Oh my god, they weren't even dating. And like Enya, his bestie, is like, "Hey, dude, I know like Isla is important to you, but also you're the king of an island, and your well-being is linked to it. Maybe take care of the island for a little bit because you kind of forgot about it all."
They are constantly trying to get him to reprioritize his goals, and he is obsessed with this situationship. Oh my god. Oro, it's kind of
Yeah,
nice to, it's
Jesus Christ,
illuminating to know that
embarrassing.
guys can be hung up on their girl situationship too, though, you know?
Only, only in novels, I guess. Um, so Oral's like, "I hear that, Enya. I'm gonna go talk to Cleo about Isla."
Yeah, and Cleo,
And
sage that she
basically,
is, lays down some facts.
yeah, she basically just says, "I'm helped Isla because I think if she goes to Skyshade, she can bring my son back. Rules of which we are not sure, but it can happen apparently."
She also says the
And we
Oracle
also learn
spoke
of
a war between worlds. Yeah.
exactly the War Between Worlds. It's called Crowntide, which is the name of the book. So we're getting it very early. Um, Meanwhile, back in Skyshade, Isla and Lark have been taken captive, and they're on like this little desert wagon. And Isla's also realizing that like all of these scavengers are deformed, like they've been kind of reshaped as they were ripped through the portal into this world.
Mhm.
And they're kind of like, well, they're not really watching us. They're kind of distracted. They both jump off the cart and just like wait to see if they're free. They immediately get pulled back on by some sort of power. So I was like clocking it. Power does work here.
Mhm.
But then they're retaken as prisoners, and keep going. So
Luckily, there is like a snake in the ground that kind of attacks and gets rid of some of these captors. So at least half of them aren't
did
there.
you were you thinking of like the sand snake in
Do-
Beetlejuice when this scene happened? Because that's what I was thinking of.
oh, I was thinking of Dune. I'm always thinking of Dune.
I
But
said it's
yes,
very Dune, but it's also very Snake and Beetlejuice as well.
I would agree. So, Alex Aster, is now in the sand ground universe. Snake in the ground.
Yeah, she's inspired by Dune, I would imagine.
She is. Grim portals him, Oro, and Cleo to the Moonling Library, where she is going to go. She's going to get a compass that is going to lead to this lost king who is supposed to help them out in this war. He is one of Oro's ancestor. Horus was trying to find him as well.
Yeah. Don't get too attached to it, listeners. This whole scene, I didn't really understand its purpose other than giving them an object that they needed. They essentially portal to the Lost Island with this compass, and the Lost King is underneath the ocean. So Cleo has to like part the tides for them so they can just like walk like normal. But then people are coming to life as she's parting like this water.
Mhm.
And that's like, and they just go on a journey while looking for him while people are busy. So
Yeah, she can hold the walls of the ocean, but not too long. So when they're going down,
no.
too, halfway closer to the floor, their powers don't work, so they just start falling. I think that one of them like breaks their rib, but they gotta keep going through this
Yeah,
prison on the sea floor.
exactly. We get a small cutaway here that, the wagon stops. Isla's given some water. A storm starts and Isla's powers do come back, and the captors all run because they're like, uh-oh, powers are back. So it's basically given out now on Skyshade. If there is any sort of storm, your powers come back. So
This
keep
moment
that in
rocks
mind.
because not only are the captors cooked, apparently so is Isla because the minute they get their powers back, Lark sends a tidal wave of trees over her because she's still pretty mad. She does not want
Yeah,
to end this
yeah. I
world.
would be mad if somebody kind of ruined my plan for like a world domination type of thing. So I get it.
Yeah, fair to say the least. Grim and
Yeah.
Oro are slicing and dicing their way through the prisoners on the ocean floor. Things are still very tense between them, not made better at all, I would say, because Oro twists the knife saying things
Yeah.
like, must have been hard seeing her fall in love with me and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, something else that is crazy during these conversations that they're having to, I assume, pass the time is we learn that they used to be really good friends like centuries ago. And then, of course, with all the politics of everything, they're just not. So now it's like, well, can't you guys just kind of get over yourselves and be friends again? You're letting now a girl come between you? Okay.
I know. Grim is like, listen, her and we're gonna have a family together. So get over her. And Oro does go for a low blow here, which is like, didn't you kill your sister? And so they start fighting because I think that that's fair. I think if someone brought up the fact that
Yeah.
I killed my sister, yeah.
But I guess it's good because this, like, them fighting leads them to this, like, scorpion that is ultimately guarding the Lost King. So they do eventually get there. So good for them. Meanwhile, back on Skyshade, Isla and Lark are fighting each other, but then nights start to rain from the sky because that's a thing that can happen here. And also another portal opens in the sky and they are ripped and teleported to another part of Skyshade. So lots of kooky things happen in this world.
Oh yeah, they're in a world of trees, like memories appear here, and that's gonna be pretty hard when people
Yeah.
start attacking them and they're stuck in nostalgia, I would say.
Yeah.
Grim and Oro,
Exactly.
meanwhile, they find the Lost King, and the Lost King says Cronin has been looking for Isla this whole time because she has the world keystone around her neck and is Cronin's key back to this world. Bad news bears.
Yes. Yeah, so the other world we learn is cursed, duh, based on the things that we've learned so thus far. And this Lost King is also like, well, I'm the Lost King, so I won't be needing this anymore. And it's like this golden threaded rose that just unspools, and he's like, these are the threads of time. It's the key to the universe. And it's like, wow, if this was so important, I feel like we probably would have heard about it maybe a book or two ago, but go off.
I mean, yeah, they're
So they're
like
like,
threads
cool,
that
we
you
got
can
the threads
see all
of
of the
time. Time to
past.
leave.
I also like that Threads of
Yeah.
Time kind of sounds like a daytime television show that my mom would watch. I'm thinking of
Oh,
Days of Our Lives
that would be
too.
a really
Yes.
great soap opera. Yeah,
Right?
100%.
I kind of love
Um,
it.
Yeah, I love that. Let's write the threads of time. They return to the surface. Cleo collapses. It's all very drama, but she's fine. Um, Back in Skyshade, like Maggie said, they're in a forest that essentially kind of like freezes you and you have to relive your memories. So basically Isla is frozen and reliving a memory where she's training with Terra. She has a shrine to her mother. She's very little in this memory. And when she comes to, she's kind of realizing what's happening. And the forest is basically making them kind of just stuck there in time. But Lark also is waiting for her to come back out, and they're like, "Hey, we got to team up for a little bit."
They do. They really have to help each other out when they're in the throes of memories because, I mean, like, people are attacking them. So,
Yeah,
not good news.
good news.
The Lost King does tell Oro and Grimm they have to go to this cursed world, and to do that, they need a piece of the lost world, which no one's gonna know where this might be better than Azul's dead husband. That's their go-to. He was a moving
Yeah, and
flower.
so they go
Yeah.
to Azul, and like they're like, "Hey, Azul, we need to talk to your dead husband," and he's like, "Okay," which is also like I thought back to the first book, and Azul's whole thing in the first book was he was looking for a chance to talk to his dead husband, so it kind of felt like it was
Mm.
easier to do in this book, and it's like, well, why didn't he get to do this sooner? Why is it now a
It
thing?
The island disappeared during the curses. So I wonder if once the
Oh.
curses were lifted, they could go to it.
Maybe, but they're going to it now. Friend montage
Woohoo!
of
Road trip.
Chris.
I just love the idea of like going to your friend. You're like, hey, so you're gonna need to talk to your dead husband. Let's just relive some
Yeah,
trauma right
we're
now.
gonna go to this like spirit island where the spirits live. Cool.
So they're gonna head there. Isla, meanwhile, plunges back into a memory where Tara, again, it's always about Tara. She pushed training way too far, and Isla is in this memory out here bleeding. And Tara's like, you know what, you weak little piece of shit, burn the stuff of your mom's that you've held on to. So she
That's
has to.
mean.
I know. It's like she burns everything, but underneath the floorboards is when she finds the portaling stick. So at least she has one thing of her mom's, and it's cool as fuck. Well, actually, it's
Exactly.
her dad's, but yeah.
But still, she has something to cling on to. As Isla comes out of this memory, these like warrior women who are dressed of the forest, whatever that means,
Mhm.
emerge from the trees and start to surround her. And she's like, well, this isn't good. But then she immediately starts feeling herself being frozen into another memory. So she's like, oh, this is much worse.
And you would think it's Lark's turn to carry the weight a little bit, but she's been stuck, selfish bitch, in a memory for a while now. So,
Yeah. Do you think all of Lark's memories are just like living in a tunnel? Because that's what she did for like the past 300 years.
I mean, I guess so. It's like she's revisiting being underground for centuries.
Yeah,
What is there
probably,
to do
right?
there? She probably just
Yeah,
has a
she
lot
probably
of
had like a
like,
worm or something
oh
that
my
was her
God.
friend.
I bet if you were stuck underground for years, you'd come out and being an amazing stand-up comic. If there was a way to like write down all of your jokes in your
Her
notes,
type 5 is snappy as fuck.
type five's amazing. So Grim, Oro, and Azul, they are going to go to this place of lost souls, and Grimm's dad is the person that comes and talks to him. He's kind of asking, he's like, did you claim the Infinity Stone? And he's like, yeah, I got the Infinity Stone. But he can't tell his dad that he's in love. That will disappoint his
Yeah,
dad. Oro is visited by
exactly.
his brother Egan. We do learn one thing about Oro this book is that he is kind of obsessed with his brother Egan.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is weird. But he also gets to meet Egan's like fiance Violet, who's Isla's ancestor. Who so it's like it almost feels like Oro was like, well, Egan dated a wildling, I should date a wildling. Like that kind of feels like the vibe now. All of the sudden,
Yeah, everyone ends up with wildlings. No one with Skyling, Starling, Moonling.
yeah. I will say I do feel like even like Alex Aster was like, the Skylings are kind of boring. We're just gonna try and toss them to the side. Like Azul feels like he pops in briefly and is like, well, I'm gonna leave now. You guys handle it, right?
Azul's whole thing is Oro goes to him and asks for help in war, and Azul's always like, do I have to?
Yeah,
God.
I don't know.
And the Azul talks to his husband, and I honestly didn't write down, but I think they have to get the
Yeah,
information that we
it's
need.
yeah, exactly. He'll tell them about it a little bit later. They're all like, "Well, what a trip to the island of Lost Souls. Time to leave." Um, meanwhile, a silver woman rescues Isla and takes her to a part of the forest that she can show her memories, and she's very very guardian, ethereal, and she's like, "To fix your future, you must understand your past."
Yeah, she's
Um,
like, "Here you go, and if you can't come to the Forest of Memories, here's a pool of remembrance. It's in your
yeah.
mind forever."
I would say, oh, so not your memories. You need a pool of memories to. Okay, sure.
It just seems like it's advanced meditation. Like, you know how if you
Yeah,
meditated, it would probably strengthen your memory? The pool of
for
possibilities
sure.
bypasses all of that. You just put
Yeah,
yourself in
yeah.
that memory.
It is. I agree. I feel like it is a form of like transcension that she can do. Um.
Mhm. Oh
Uh.
my god, but at this moment Cronin does show up and yeah, he's going to be there. Oh, we do learn why Azul though what his husband talks about. This is the
Yeah.
most fragmented book in the
I
world.
know. I was just thinking that. I was like, yeah, I kind of do hate this kind of like split point of view thing because we're kind of going here and here and here and here and here and
You guys
here.
are along for the ride at this point. So Azul and his husband mentions that a moonling ruler took a vial of water from one of the oracle's sorry, one of
For
the
sure they did. Yeah,
oracle's
yeah, yeah.
mothers. Basically, there is like this hidden pool on Moonling Isle. It could be on Lightlark too. I'm not entirely
It's on
sure.
Ruling Isle near Lightlark because Lightlark, like Moon Isle, is a part of Lightlark.
And this pool can be a portal, but they need to use it at high tide. And Oro and Grim are like basically fighting about who's going to go through this world to Isla. And as they are fighting, they feel Isla's connection
I'm
completely
gonna be
severed.
honest. I need to go back to the pool thing because it's like much like the last book was like, oh, there's 100 different portals. Now it's like everything's a pool, and it's like really we couldn't think of any other portaling device than this for this to be a pool, for Isla's memory to be a pool. We're gonna get to another pool in a little bit. I'm like, really, I feel like there's just some like, what if it was a stream or a waterfall? Like, just shake it up a little bit, please.
No, it's just this baptismal font that they all have to like float in and I guess wait for nature to take
My
control.
It's just
Portal
my
them.
brain is tired from the lack of variety. I'm
Yeah,
begging, please give me something else.
I know, and also we don't even know if the pool's gonna be worth it because their connection to Isla is done. Grim is freaking the
Yeah.
fuck out, and so Oro slaps him literally and is like, "Get a hold of yourself. If she was dead, you'd be dead too. Your souls are tethered. They're
Yeah.
fine right now. She probably just broke the bridges because now Cronin's here, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened."
Yeah, and Grim realizes this pretty quickly after his little freak out. He's like, she probably found Cronin. That's super Cronin move. So she has severed their ties, and Aura and Grim call a truce because they're like, okay, bigger things to fry than our enemy ship towards each other.
Mhm.
Um, we get a brief cutaway to Oro, who is clearly the third character in this book, and he is going to unravel the threads of time and see what that's all about. And basically, he gets to go through years of histories and see his ancestors before him. Um,
Yeah, he's obsessed with the threads of time. He is like, "Oh, I get to go through Horace's memories. I get to see all of my family like hang out with me." And his friends are like, "Hey, go easy on the threads, buddy. You're
yeah,
kind
they're
of
like,
being
hey,
obsessed with the threads."
you're kind of becoming obsessed with the threads. Meanwhile, Isla is now in a cell with Lark. They are both prisoners. Um, brief
Poor
mention
Lark.
there.
Lark got completely shredded to pieces because she was like, Crona was like, "I don't want to deal with you. Listen, Isla's got the necklace of infinity. I just kind of need her." So, so Lark is like slowly piecing herself back together in this
Yeah,
cell.
and we learn this later, but she can't do it quickly because she does not have her enchanted feather from the last book. So keep that in mind, I guess. Meanwhile, Grim goes to the augur from the last book, and he's like, "So I need a skyer so I can go face my dad in Skyshade." And the augur's like, "Use the feather to make it." I can't tell you where it is, but that's how you're gonna make it. And it's like, okay, cool. Mystery Skyer
Exactly.
again. Love
He's gonna
that.
have to cut a Skyer in his skin so he can be stronger than Cronin. Oro, meanwhile, losing his fucking mind watching these threads of time. He is obsessed. He is a man addicted. And all of his friends he comes to, they're like trying to get the threads out of his veins because they've latched onto him.
Because he was in there, forget this, you guys, 2 whole days. He was looking at these threads of time. I imagine not only has he woken up just covered in blood because like Maggie said, the threads have woven to his veins and they're attacking him. I imagine he's probably just like pissed himself a bunch, right? Because like that still's gotta happen.
You know, if I had the threads of time too, I would probably spend days in my memories of Berlin nightclub that shut down in Chicago and just hanging out with
Yeah.
my friends till 4 a.m.
Hanging out, just dancing.
dancing.
We also like get a break in Oro here because now that he's been like so like enchanted by the threads of time, they're making him a little bit evil. Like they're making him more kooky and more brash and everything. Like he's snapping at his friends, and it's like Oro didn't used to snap at his friends. These threads of time are naughty.
Yeah, Oro is going cuckoo bananas.
Cookie
Cuckoo for Cocoa
cookies.
Puffs, some might say. Meanwhile, Cronin, he's not only sifting through Isla's memories, he's reshaping them so that she's now seeing her killing her caretakers. All of her subjects whispering about her, feeding into this crazy paranoia. And he's like, see, look at this. All these people want you dead. You should just kill them. And he's also showing her
Yeah.
memories of like Celeste betraying their friendship. But she's not going to give up that easily. She's like, I know what you're doing, buddy, and I'm stronger than this. I spent my entire life locked away in my room. That's her whole
Yeah,
thing. She's like so strong because
exactly.
she's
She's
locked in
like,
her room.
I was homeschooled. You can't break me.
Yeah.
Those that were homeschooled are the strongest of us all. And
Yes, we
Isla,
don't mean to make light of the situation.
no, no,
They are
no.
stronger than us.
I will defend them to the death. But Isla, as like Cronin is kind of trying to break her down with his shadow memory powers. They're not called anything in particular, so I'm going to go with that. Isla remembers the silver pool from the ethereal woman in the forest, and she's like, "Ah, yes, my memory pool. I am strong once more." So she really is meditating a lot through this book.
She is. And Cronin also finds in her mind this love for Oro and Grimm that she tried to sever the bridge between. And again, reshaping these memories. So she's killing both of them. And Cronin's like, God, they're dumb. They're going to come find you, aren't they? And so she
Yeah.
visits both of them in her dreams, in their dreams, and is like, do not
Which
come
she can do all of the
find
sudden.
me.
It's never explained like how she figured it out. Like literally, I think the opening to one chapter is like, I figured out how to talk to them in their dreams. Cool. It's
And
okay.
listen, this is like dream world. I would argue you're not really cheating. Like you can kind of do anything and get away with it. No one's gonna tell.
But she
But
doesn't do shit with Oro, which is hilarious.
the only one she fucks is Grim. I think you could finally fuck Oro in the dream because it's
You
not
know, and it's
real,
like Isla. The fact that you're like, I love Oro, but I really don't want to touch him even in his dreams.
I mean,
Kind of giving you already made your choice.
yeah, exactly. So Oro realizes for the threads of time to really work, they're gonna need to use Grimm's portal. So he and Grimm team up. They go to Horus. They talk to him, and he's like, "Here's how you get to Skyshade." At first, he's like, "No," and then Oro, master of manipulation, he's like, "You know what? Sure, I'll tell
Yeah.
you, Oro."
This works out so well for them. They get like the 5-step plan, and they've already completed like 3 of the steps. They just need like the storm ring from the last book, and then a bunch of energy. That's all they need left.
Yes, Oro does realize too at this moment that through links he can actually see what Isla is up to, where she is, and Grimm is like, "Huh, I wonder if that connection goes both ways." And it
Mhm.
does. Isla can see they're looking to make a and use a portal to get to her, and she's going to try to hide this from Cronin.
Yes. And then the silver ethereal woman pops up again after, Isla now knows that Oro and Grimm are planning to come for her. And she's like, "Hello, Isla. I am back with another pool. This time it's the pool of possibilities." So now we have the memory pool and we have this possibility pool, which essentially shows you like what would have happened if you had made a different choice.
Oh,
So
whoa, there's
she's
another pool? I thought that the pool of possibilities and the mind pool.
no, they're different. They're different pools. There's a pool of memories and there's a pool of possibilities. That's why I was getting so heated about this
Oh.
earlier.
Okay, I just combined them in my mind then. That
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
it makes more sense to do it that way, but I'm positive that there are different pools.
Yeah, well, here luckily she's able to reunite with her mom. Gets a little pep talk from her mom. Her mom's like, "Isla,
Aw.
I insist. In every world, it's better that you're in it." And also, while she's in this mind palace, she kind of feels no pain, which is super helpful, as Cronin is essentially torturing her in real
He's like
life.
scraping the inside of her brain with his
Oh yeah,
shadows, so it's painful.
yeah.
Um, Grim is, he misses Isla, obviously, but he's kind of like wondering like what he's gonna do, like if, she does choose Oro, and basically kind of trying to come to terms with like that possibility. But he's also on his dragon while this is happening. So Wraith, it leads him to Cronin's Skyre, which is the shape of the maze that's above the Winter Castle, or below the Winter Castle, or around the Winter Castle. But
Mhm.
he's like, I know what I gotta do. Let me go get my feather.
Yes. And Oro also realizes where they can get some of this energy from. It's the Starling Cinder, who was in the second book, was in the battle
Yes.
between them and Grimm. She's just a baby, though. So her
She's just a
caretaker,
baby.
Marin, so hesitant about this, but eventually
Yeah.
relents because it's ultimately Cinder's decision. And Cinder is like fucking obsessed with Isla, loves the
Yeah,
girl.
everybody's obsessed with Isla, so it makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Um, Isla is spending days exploring the pool of possibilities, and she's basically realizing that like all of the things that she thought like made like the world worse off, like the Drek battle where she killed everybody, if those had played out differently, much worse things would have happened. So she's like, I haven't been doing too bad, have I?
Oh yeah, like the Drex would have entirely decimated Lightlark, the
Yeah,
entire world, and Grimm also would have died in that reality. So
yeah.
her
So,
presence
so
is
she's
actually better in the world, I
yeah.
guess.
Maybe her mom was right.
Yeah, exactly. Grimm wins over Cinder. Cinder doesn't really like him by letting her ride his dragon. I love how quickly she
Yeah,
flips teams. And
amazing.
she's like, all right, you know what? Fine. I'll help you guys get Isla back.
Yeah,
Does
and
that.
then we also get another there's a lot of just interesting moments in this book that you're like you have to just nod and go, "Okay, yeah, that can happen." So Isla, since she inherits the powers of everybody she kills, a part of their soul are always going to be inside her. So she's
Mhm.
able to talk to Aurora briefly, and Aurora's like, "I get it, girl. My soul is split too." And it's so they talk a little bit, so they're
Yeah, she
kind of
does
friends.
mention that to defeat Cronin, she needs to find an object he transferred his power to amplify it. If destroyed, it could weaken him. I have to say, if I carried the soul of like everyone I killed as a major powerful person, like they keep adding powers onto Isla, I would lose my mind. Wouldn't
Yeah.
any normal person go crazy?
Like it's just like, yeah, at what point can Isla just be like, I'm good, I don't need more powers? But we learned that like Lark's feather is like her object that has her power in it, and that makes her stronger. Which also makes me sad for Lark, because it's like, why would you choose a feather that could be broken so easily?
I know. What would you imbue your power with? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I would want to pick something that like can't be like destroyed easily. So maybe like something that's made of like metal or something, like a nice chain or a ring or something.
I'm gonna go with my gut, and it's Derpy, my K-pop Demon Hunters Funko Pop that I just bought.
Yeah. Yeah, this makes perfect sense that I'm realistically thinking like what wouldn't break easily, and you're like, I want my derpy K-pop Funko Pop for sure, sure, sure.
Imbue my soul in my
I imagine
Funko
somebody
Pop.
being very serious, like, if you want Maggie's powers back, you're gonna have to go find their K-pop Demon Hunters Funko Pop of Derpy the cat.
So, I mean, Laura would survive. I would be destroyed probably on day 2 of
Because this also
immortality.
means that you probably have to carry it around with you everywhere.
I just get like a potato-sized necklace like Isla in the Infinity Stone and make it invisible.
You talking to Isla like, hey Isla, cool necklace, check out mine. It's a Funko Pop.
Okay, so um Isla does visit, like, this is it. We're finally gonna get done with the Oro Grimm triangle
Yes.
because she tells Oro in his dream, I'm only bringing one of you through the portal.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we're
Yeah,
done with
and
this
it's
little
like
shenanigan.
the reality is Isla's smart. She's like, I can't risk, both of you dying here. So like one of you has to stay and like make sure things are chill if like everybody dies here. Um so
Mhm.
not looking great for the love triangle. It is finally gonna come to an end.
Not looking good
But
for Oro, I mean, truly.
no, because okay, we did not get a dream sequence of Isla telling Grimm, I'm only gonna choose one of you. It sounded like Isla was trying to let Oro down easy.
Exactly. So Oro and Grimm pull all their resources together. They lay down in the pool. They are ready for her to pull one of them through the other world. Before this happens, Isla goes into her little mind palace, and the silver-haired lady reiterates one more time, "Hey, you're gonna have to kill one of them. You're all gonna die, and this choice is pretty important right now."
I love that the Silver Woman's like, hey, remember something we talked about a while ago in this one of these books? It's still prevalent. One of you's still going to die, so figure that out.
And we bring it
Um,
up every single book and nothing happens. I really don't think
and
there's any
nothing happens.
consequences for this. Nothing's going to happen.
Exactly. Isla, in the middle of this, as she's planning to kind of distract Cronin to bring one of them over, she does attack him when he least expects it. And she does manage to get a hold of his crown, which she's like, that's his feather, basically.
Mhm.
And she somehow breaks the crown, but it doesn't get fully broken. She
She just kind
does
of dents
reach
it.
for one of Yeah, she
Mhm.
does reach for one of them through the portal, and Grimm arrives, and Isla goes, that's my husband here to help me. So she made her choice, and he's
She
there
made her
now.
choice, but it is short lived because right as they're about to reunite, Cronin invades Grimm's mind and takes away every memory of her from him.
Which, like, how, like, did he only have 3 memories of her? Like, it happens in like 10 seconds.
I Love must not be that strong if it's that broken easily.
No, exactly.
So Grimm is looking
Um,
at her like, who is this woman? Who is
and
she?
why
And
is she
Cronin,
crying so much?
why is she crying? Also, I feel her emotions. She's seemingly obsessed with me. I'm getting the ick. Grimm gets the ick
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, so Isla's gonna escape because she's like, gotta get out of here. He's about to kill me. And poor Oro, he's gonna wake up alone, floating in this pool
Embarrassing.
uh, that he did not get chosen in. And he cries. And when Oro's sad, all of Lightlark is sad. So his emotions start destroying the island from the outside in. And
Mhm.
Enya shows up being like, dude, get a grip. And before they can talk more about his emotions, a monster comes out of the pool from Skyshade. So they have to fight the monster.
Yeah. Isla is hiding in the massive desert and eventually like finds this village where she meets a woman named Jessel. Jessel's like, "What are you running from?" And Isla's like, "My husband." Jessel's like, "Say no more. I'll give you some food. I'll put up a house for you." And Isla's very honest with this woman. She's like, "Listen, I'm from another world. I'm trying to save it from destruction." Jessel's like, "Hey, save this one too while you're at it.
Yeah,
Why
while
not?"
you're at it. And
While
she's
you're
like,
at it.
Jessel, it is not that easy. I am so sorry to tell you.
Isla is still able to access Oro's mind, which feels crazy since she broke his heart. She
Yeah.
and instead of this is again why Isla needs to make female friends because she should talk to one of them about this, but she tells Oro that Grimm has forgotten all memories of her and she's really sad about it.
Yeah, not only has she like friends like broken up with Oro, she's immediately like, but you'll be my best friend, right?
Yeah, he
uh,
mentions, listen, Grimm's only weakness is you, so you better start working overtime throwing that pussy in a circle. Um,
exactly.
yeah. He's not only heartbroken, but since they've opened the portal, all of these creatures are crawling through. And in
Yeah.
this fight, the monster with the big teeth swallows Enya whole. I thought that moment was so silly.
Crazy.
Oro slices through its stomach to retrieve her, though. So
Yeah, and she's fine. So
she's fine.
Nobody freak out. Meanwhile, back in the other world, after 2 days of hunting, Grim has found Isla. And Isla's like, I'm gonna recreate our little meet cute. And so she stabs him in the chest with a dagger and runs. And they basically like are fighting now. So he catches her, they keep fighting. And she's like, hey, while we're doing this, just so you know, like we know each other. Like we're together, we're a thing. Absolute desperation move.
Yeah,
And
she brings up the Winter Palace that they were hooking up at, and he's like, "How do you know about that?" And instead of maybe peppering nicer memories for him to realize that he knows her, she brings up killing how he killed his sister, which
yeah, she's like, I know you killed your sister. And it's like, maybe not the correct memory to tap into. Like maybe start with the dragon. Like I feel like that would have been a safe memory to be like, you remember your dragon, right? You remember how you got him. And she does do this later, but this should have been the first one.
I think if a stranger brought up that I killed my sister, immediate villain. Immediately, you're gonna have to dig yourself out of this crazy hole that you just
Exactly.
opened.
But it's important to note here that like Grim and her, while they're fighting, Grim does have some sort of like unspoken concern for her. So she falls in the water after getting hit and is absolutely going to drown. So Grim is like, but I'm going to take her back to Cronin. There's something I feel like more to this that I need from her. I need more information. She clearly can give me something. So he decides not to murder her in cold blood and take her back to prison.
He tells Cronin, I think I can get her on our side. She clearly cares about me. I can exploit that. But he has his own plan too, which revolves around not trusting Cronin despite being his errand boy the entire book.
Yes. And it really, Cronin here also shows Grim all of the planets that he has overthrown and is now in charge of. So this is going to be a more impossible task than we initially thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
And Grim, not even thinking, just tosses
Stupid.
him the threads of time. He's like, here, I think this could help you.
And Cronin's like, actually, great. This is an item I needed to be one step closer to ruling all worlds.
Yeah. He's like, I just need the pool of possibilities now, which I'm like, also, how do you get the pool of possibilities if it exists in your brain or does it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it seems like something that you have to be introduced to. Like you have to be a chosen
Yeah,
member of the pool of
exactly.
possibilities.
He's not
I
in the
don't know.
VIP.
Cronin makes Grim bring Isla to him, and he is basically levitating her and steals the charm her mother gave her that keeps her mom's flare if she ever wants to use it. It's seeing the
Yeah.
future. Grim sees the future, or Cronin sees the future, and is like, you know what? I decided I'm gonna destroy your entire universe and kill everyone in it. You got 3 weeks to offer me a bone ears and join me.
Yeah, exactly. So Graham point of view, he's like, I need to stop Cronin now. This is not shaking out how I thought it was going to. And Cronin, not even thinking, he's like, Grim, you gotta go find me that pool of possibilities. That's your little errand boy mission right now.
Mhm. Meanwhile, Isla and Lark, they're having girls' time, G&O, in their cell. Isla is trying to figure out if Cronin has a weakness from Lark, and Lark is like, it's the storms. Sometimes he can't control shit from other worlds that are coming in. So Isla goes to her Zen pool of possibilities, where a lot of this time, listen, her love language is words of affirmation. She hears Oro's voice being like, find your fire. And it's really just like relying on Oro to be her hype man, this book.
Yeah, literally, like, Oro has gone from, like, X to just, like, kind of, like, her emotional support. So she's like, I am gonna find my fire. And she also tells Oro about Cronin's plans, and Oro's like, I can help. Where's the star stick? Find it from Lark. And Lark is basically like, if you give me my feather back, I'll tell you where I put the star stick. Deal.
Mhm.
So that's a trade.
So Isla, she's asking Lark for the location of the portal stick. She's like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. And yeah, it's what's gonna happen. She needs to get it from Grim, but she's like, perfect. I can make him fall in love with me. That's not how it's gonna
But
happen.
this next moment was actually Isla's best ticket into like recollecting with Grimm, and
Mhm.
she absolutely burns it. So Grimm is taking her out of the cell. We don't know where she's going just yet, and he basically explains to her that he wants to understand. He is clearly confused, and Isla's just like, I'm just not sure how to explain it to him. And it's like, try. She doesn't try, and I'm like, you have the door is open. Say something, but she kind of boofs it and is basically just taken to take a bath and get new clothes on.
She never does. She's so stubborn. Instead, she's always just like, "You're going to love me." And Grimm's
Yeah.
like, "Listen, we're bypassing a lot of things. I'm just trying to ask you what is going on." And Isla's like,
Yeah.
"You're going to come back to me at some point." And I would
We
be
always
pissed
choose each
too.
other. And it's like, start with the basics. Start with, hey, I know your memories were taken from you, and that's insane. That happened to me once, and I was really upset about it. Common ground. Establish it.
Absolutely empathy, but
Ugh.
she can't do that. She just wants everything to be fine immediately, which also she should understand now. It's like, huh, I'm doing this poorly. Grimm did this pretty well in the Centennial where he sought me
Yeah.
out and tried to rebuild a friendship. You can't
Yeah.
just go
And it's
right
like,
into
as
withdrawal.
frustrated as I am by this, I am applauding Alex Aster for making Isla this flawed that she can't pull this off easily.
Yes, true.
Uh,
Cronin has called his cronies, haha, to a magnificent feast, hehe, to watch as he explains to everyone he's going to destroy another galaxy to add to his crown. But he can't absorb power the way Isla can, which is a little bit of a weakness of it. Isla is really pissed about the fact that he is going to destroy their planet, so she flings a fork right at Cronin. Cronin doesn't like this. He's going to suspend her in the air with power and show everyone her own memories of this terrible place. And he's like, see, we gotta take over this galaxy.
yeah. He also is like, oh, by the way, before we all are dismissed to dinner, one of my little cronies, I know you're trying to poison me. So he is going to murder that guy in cold blood just to show how evil Cronin is. And then he's like,
Yeah,
all
and
right,
he does
Grim.
it in
Yeah.
such a cool way, too. He opens all of these portals and is like, if you can make it through fighting a member of my guard in each galaxy, I'll let you live. But he like dies by the third one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Insane. So then he's like, all right, Grim, take the guest of honor back to her cell. And Isla's like, I know I fumbled so hard on the way to dinner. What if I just flirt so hard with him? It's not
So
working.
it's not working. Grim is walking Isla back to the cell. He apprehends a knife from her, which she steals back and pins him against the wall with. And she's like, hey, does this bring up any memories? Me pinning you against the wall?
She's laying it on so thick, and he's just like he can like sense how like horny she is, and he's like, this is kind of weird. I don't know you.
Yeah, she recounts a memory of them fucking against a wall to get him to remember. I would be like embarrassed. I'd be like, I've never had sex with you before. This is cringe. This is scary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Grim at dinner the next night. Isla's trying a little bit more after this. She's like, okay, about the dragon. The dragon, like you remember the dragon. And this is where Grim is actually kind of starting to falter on his loyalties to Cronin further because he's like, I am very intrigued by this girl, which I don't like, but I also am now very aware of the gaps in my brain and I'm
Mhm.
terrified of that. So Grimm's kind of slowly piecing things together, but not quickly at all.
Cronin is like, hey, Grim, if you're having a hard time, I can take more of your memories away from you. And he's like, no, thanks. And Cronin can tell that Grim is faltering. So he's like, listen, how about I show you one memory that could happen? And it's basically Grim being stabbed through the heart by Isla in the future. Poor Grim. He's just so confused.
He's so
Yeah.
confused. Like the next night at dinner, Grim like interrupts her bath time and is like, "Why would I have married you? Like, explain that to me." Like, he gives her another chance to like really like come in and save the day, and then she's
Mhm.
like, "Because I have the star stick and you always choose me." And it's like, "Why are you no?"
Yes, we need to remain in the present. We can't do things like
Yeah.
classic Grim and Isla. You know, you initially planned to kill me too, and then you fell in love with me instead.
Yeah, she's always like, "You were always so stubborn." Like, stop.
You need to play it coy. And so he's obviously asking for fillers in his memory. And she's like, instead, playing it so coy, she's like, hey, do you ever wonder why you can't get that necklace off? And then he realizes they're married. I would be
Yeah.
so stressed.
Oops. Yeah. And it's like, again, maybe you could have introduced that earlier, been like, we're actually married, whether you remember me or not. So, um,
Yeah, I do
Isla
like
back in her.
that, or like
Ugh,
all of his reasons for why he would marry her is like, so you poisoned me. You tricked me. And she's like,
yeah.
no, you love me. And he's like, can't be that.
He's like, I don't love people. That's not a thing I do. So can't be possible. Isla back in her cell is gonna start putting her own plan into action. She takes one of Lark's ribs because, as we remember, Lark is still in like pieces and shambles on the floor, slowly piecing herself back together. And she is going to kill the guard that is watching her cell and break out to go to Grimm's room and steal the feather back for Lark.
Grim comes out of the bath with a little towel around his waist, dripping wet, and he's
Tiny
like,
towel.
what are you doing? And then portals her right to Cronin to be like, hey, your prisoner broke loose. So Cronin
Not looking
invades her
good.
mind to try and figure out like why she was in Grimm's room, but she keeps blocking her memories. And while Cronin is invading her mind, she's like also invading Cronin's mind, and he's so distracted that she reaches out to Grimm and like instills a memory in his mind of them having sex, which still provides no context to their relationship.
It's like, really, Isla, like not like any of the memories of when you guys first met and like you guys were taking care of each other after you guys were getting hurt, or maybe finding the Drek sword or getting married. You just jump to like, we've had sex. We've had
I
sex.
would
That's important.
absolutely put the one in his head of after he got 12 arrows in his back for me and I had to
Yes,
tend to it. Great memory to
exactly.
start with.
Great memory to start with, because then it's like, oh, Grim can see that he clearly cared about her and they clearly were aligned with each other. Duh. Um,
Yeah.
so Grim, this memory works in a way that Grim can't stop thinking about it. And he's definitely avoiding her the next few days.
Yeah, I would be kind of embarrassed that someone has seen me have sex with them and I don't know about it. But Isla does realize that Grim's Skyer is hurting and bleeding, and she's like, I can fix it for you. But she has to use Lark's blood to help in exchange for him giving Lark the feather, which basically cancels out the fact that Lark was going to give the feather to tell where the portaling device is. Isla's like, great, now tell me where the portaling device is. And Lark's like, doesn't work like that. You used your
No.
wish. It was to heal your husband who hates you.
And then she's like, dang, well, Grim, happy to help. And remember, I love you. And Grim is like, so mad. uh,
I
ridiculous.
know. Isla's like, things can't get worse, but Cronin hosts a feast with a slew of people from the village that had housed Isla away from Grim when he was attacking her. And he's like, I'm just going to kill all of them in front of you, basically.
And one of them is Jessel, the woman that gave her food. And Grim showing some compassion here. He has his hand on Isla's knee so she doesn't just like completely freak out and get herself into more trouble. And Isla, as a point of respect and to put her out of her misery, decides to kill Jessel herself. Yeesh.
Isla has this awesome subplot, this book. I love this, where she just kills people because she's like, I'm going to revive them anyways in like a month. It's so funny to me.
It's like, girl, you don't know if that works yet. Like, you haven't done it.
So she is crying about this later at night. Grim hears it. He puts a little shadow dome around her to cry softly. He's like, it's the least she deserves. And Isla visits Oro again, her BFF. She is like, I can't get the feather. And he's like, you need to convince Lark a different way to give you, not the feather, the location of the portaling device. Because he needs it
Yeah.
bad.
And I think Cronin's a little bit jealous that Oro gets to be besties with Isla. So he's going to call her to tea for bestie time. And he's like, hey, I feel like you haven't really been responding to my mind torture. So what if we had some tea instead?
So they have this tea. Cronin is honestly thrilled about her killing Jessel. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna join me.
He's like, we're making progress. This is great. We're not so different. You and I are basically the same person.
And she's like, no, we're definitely not. They go back and forth a little bit about the principles of ruling. And Cronin is like, I mean, since we're having such a great time, why not just ask, have you seen the pool of possibilities by any chance? And she hesitates a bit and then he like pins her down.
Yeah, so it was all a front, obviously, to get her to be distracted enough to let her guards down so he can invade her mind again. But she is able to still hide the pool of possibilities, so he cannot find it. And he is so mad that he has these guards absolutely just beat the shit out of Isla after.
Yeah.
Um, it's crazy. And Grim's like, this is a little much. So he turns the guards to ash and he's carrying her away to be like, okay, let's go get this prisoner cleaned up. She's immediately flirting so hard with him again.
She's like delusional, concussed, waxing poetry. And she's also like, this kind of reminds me of a memory where you were healing me and I was wiggling around on your lap. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, guess what wiggling
He's
leads
like,
to?
and you
Friction.
liked it.
You got hard. He's annoyed about this. And he's like, fine, stitch yourself up.
But then it takes her a very long time to stitch herself up because her hands are absolutely destroyed. So after he's finally like, okay, I'll just do it myself. I'll do it because you're clearly taking too long. There's a moment. There's a little moment. They almost kiss. They almost do it.
They almost kiss, but he portals her back to her cell instead of smoochy time. Oro
And
can see this pool of possibilities now, which is awesome.
yeah, Oro's on his way to Nightshade. He's flying there because he can. And he's like, I don't know where the star stick is, but I'll probably find it. And the ethereal woman shows him the pool of possibilities. And she's like, you can break the cycle. So that's fun.
Yeah, she also shows him that him meeting Isla and like he will love her in every possibility, and his life is worse without her. Which I don't know. Is it?
Maybe,
I think he will
yeah,
find love at some point.
not looking good for him. Yeah, especially because it's like, you're never going to find love. It's just her and she's never going to pick you. Sorry.
I know, seriously, that would suck to hear.
Yeah, I would be bummed.
Yeah. Oh, but she does. So while Lark is sleeping, Isla invades her mind, figures out where the portaling stick is hidden. She conveys this to Oro and is also once again asking him why this version of Grim won't fall in love with her. She's like, Oro,
And
why?
Oro's like, just keep trying, babe. You'll get him on your side eventually. So even Oro's like, I do think you and Grim will work out.
Yeah, Oro has to take all his frustration out. He's like digging underground for this portaling stick and he's exhausted. But I mean, at least it's something to do while
Yeah,
losing the
that's
love of
like,
your
this is
life.
his hobby now, is just being Isla's errand boy. So her and Cronin aren't so different after all.
Hmm.
Um, Cronin at dinner the next night is like, Isla, it's storming. Show us your powers. Do it. And Grim corners her after and is like, there's a storm. Why aren't you using your powers to fucking leave? And
Yeah,
Isla's
because
like,
Grim has seen how powerful she is. She just had to hold off all of Cronin's homies because they were all
yeah,
trying to kill her. And Grim's
yeah.
like, why not just go?
And I was like, because we're in love and I'll never leave your side. We are bound together, which this is the first time she mentions that their lives are bound together, which again, she probably should have mentioned like earlier, like, hey, we are married. If you die, I die. Like that's kind of the secret right now. Um,
Yeah, she also mentioned she's like, at one point you made me forget all my memories and I still return to you. And he's like, well, I'm no one's errand boy. And she's like, clearly you're Cronin's. She's like teasing him for being an absolute cuck. And he
yeah.
has her pinned and she has just so much desire. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again.
But then he thinks about it and he's like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and get it out of my system. So they start hooking up like in
Yeah.
this hallway. He rips her dress off and then he kind of contains himself and he's like, no, I didn't fall for it, Isla. Sorry. And then he basically teleports her back to her cell. So
Yeah, they both just come from friction,
dry humping.
from
Yeah.
dry humping, and after this she's like, perfect, now that we've been intimate, he loves me. And he goes, I understand, I was just using you. That's why we got married. It's because you're really good at whatever this is. Dry humping.
Yeah. But Grimm is now obsessed with Isla, and he's like, "Hey, Cronin, can you repeatedly show me that made-up memory that you made?" He doesn't know that of
Mhm.
Isla killing me over and over and over again, so I hate her. And so that's what he's gonna do after this.
Yeah, Isla, meanwhile, she lends her power to help Oro push through rock one more time to find the portaling device, and she visits him and she's like, "You have a touch of the silver pool in you too, don't you?" And they reassure each other
Okay,
they're both
cult.
not monsters. Yeah, I know, seriously.
Um, they get the star stick, easy peasy. At dinner the next night, Grimm is like, "I'm obsessed with this person, and I also hate them, so that's annoying me."
Mhm.
And Lark is interestingly a guest at dinner as well. And this is where we get intel from Grimm's ability to see people's emotions that Lark loves Cronin in some way, shape, or form, even after all
Cronin,
these centuries.
after all of the, disrespect, the betrayal, and Cronin is like, fight me. Fight me, Lark. I'll portal you anywhere you want to go. And she's doing okay in this fight until he turns her to ash.
Yeah. And he's laughing about it. He's like, "Guys, look, isn't it crazy that I can use her powers because she loves me for some stupid fucking reason?" So he's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's
Um
basically trying to show Grimm that love is foolish.
Exactly. Oro's gonna go back to our guy Azul, who probably had to pause the show he was watching to deal with whatever's going on with everybody else.
Mhm.
And Azul's like, "Hey, now that you're here, I think Crowntide could be a person instead of like an actual like physical war. And also like maybe you just like kill Isla, everything will be easier."
Yeah, everyone's really trying to get Oro to just kill Isla, which makes sense. That's a good friend, to be honest.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
Aura's gonna grapple with that feeling now. Grimm does, he's trying to kind of bridge the gap and maybe just be friends with Isla. He's gonna tell Isla that Cronin is going to invade their world early. So
Mhm.
that's why he's gonna let her out so she can get the heck out. And he also never wants to see her again.
Yes, he remembers a world worth saving, but not his own life, and she's not going to leave. And now she can't because Cronin does show up, and he's like, "You guys didn't think I knew what was happening?
He's like, "I know everything that's
I
happening."
know everything."
And so then he takes her to his fancy little room and he's like, "All right, here's a bunch of guards. And if you kill all of the guards, I'll let you leave." Isla slaughters every single person in this room. But this is when we also learn that every guard that's in this place is some version of Cronin, which is terrifying.
I know. So she's like really disarmed by the 12th night, whose helmet she takes off.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes, they're oh my god, modeled after me, Christ." Um, but this wasn't satisfying enough for me. I want your death to be public. We're gonna have one final duel between you and Grimm, and see who kills who.
But as he's talking, Isla is able to invade his mind to find his weakness. So she does get some more info on Cronin. But Cronin also, when she comes back to out of invading his mind, is like, "And the duel is going to be with you and Grimm. So one of you will die. Ha 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 ha."
Exactly.
Um,
Grimm is feeling
Bummer
conflicted about this, but Isla
for
comes
sure.
to tell him in his bedroom in this spidery silk dress that is see through that she's going to let him kill her tomorrow because she loves him and she would like one last night with him if he's okay with it in this naked outfit.
And he says, yeah, he's okay with it. And they just fuck a
It's at
bunch.
least like 6 pages of fucking, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then like afterwards they're like, "Well, that was fun." And they part.
Cronin the next day is like, Grim, wake up. Grim, Isla has escaped. You need to go find her. Go find her. Go get her. Go get her, Tiger.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Grim is chasing her, looking for her, but she makes it really easy. She just pulls on the necklace so he can show up in the forest of memories that she's at.
Yeah, so her whole plan is to bring Grimm to the Forest of Memories. The Forgotten Forest is what it's called. And she wants to basically show him all of the memories of them that Cronin took. So they are fighting while all of their past is playing out before them. And finally, like once some of their more important memories finish playing, like their wedding and the direct battle and then binding themselves together, she drops her weapon and she's like, that should have been enough. And he's like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I get it, but I don't care right now. And Cronin shows up. So
Yeah, yeah. Cronin shows up. He's like, Graham, this was such a good idea. She brought us right to the forest, which will somehow give them access to the pool of possibilities. Cronin, listen, if I was Graham, I would have taken probably Isla's side at some point because Cronin is
right.
like, Isla, if you try anything, I'm gonna kill him. So take
Yeah,
me to the
he even
pool.
like forces Isla to hold a dagger against Grimm's heart and like force it in, like, so it's millimeters away from actually like affecting him.
Mhm.
Um, so Isla gives in to Cronin. She's like, I will give you anything. I will show you the pool of possibilities. And Grimm is flabbergasted. He's like, she is still, like, even after this, choosing me. That's crazy. And Cronin goes into the pool of possibilities, emerges shortly after, and snaps Isla's neck, to which she collapses on the ground dead.
Yeah, truly crazy moment. But we flash back because Isla, as we know, main character, can't die. She
No.
has a plan this whole time. She wakes Lark up. She's like, "Let me kill you to absorb your power. I'll bring you back." Because again,
Please, 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 please.
she thinks she's gonna bring everyone back, and Pinky promises. But after she kills Lark, she says, "Good riddance, murderous bitch." So
And
is
she
she gonna
leaves.
bring her back? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. We don't know. She might come back later. She's got things to do.
Grim is heartbroken she's dead. He's confused that he's heartbroken, but then he realizes she's not actually. Big smile on his face as she comes back to life because she has Lark's power. She can't die. She really starts beating the shit out of Cronin for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she also resurrects Aurora for some reason and like releasing the other souls inside her to also be a part of her little army. But Cronin's also very strong, so he keeps drowning her repeatedly in the pool of possibilities. But while she's doing that over and over and over again, she finds information on a sword called the Heartblade, which is the only sword that'll be able to kill Cronin, apparently. So
And then she takes his crown.
again,
Oro, actually, this one doesn't even matter. We're gonna skip Oro. He
yeah,
basically just sees pool possibilities. He's gonna
yeah,
kill someone powerful. Okay,
exactly.
back to Isla and Grim. Isla is trying to appeal to Grim by being like, "Together we can stop Cronin." And remember, like 10 pages ago, when I had a knife to your heart because of him.
Yeah.
Join me.
And she's like, yeah, come through this like pool portal with me. Like, we'll go together, we'll stop him. And Grim says, no, I can't get over the memory of you killing me, and I have to worry about like my people still. So Isla goes through the portal by herself back to Lightlark.
And Grim plucks Cronin's crown off of her head to give back to him. And she's like, "Well, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm here alone. I'm here with my plan B Oro, who I'm not really
Yeah.
that into."
And as Isla's coming out of the pool, other people are also coming out of the pool. Like Cleo's son is back to life now, which we don't really understand why or how, but it's true.
Yeah, because
Um,
it's not like she killed him.
no, exactly. It's not like she did anything to like resurrect the dead people, but she can, so cool.
Mhm.
Oro asks like, "Hey Isla, like what happened with Grim?" And she's like, "He chose Cronin, but I know he still loves me, so there's gonna be more there probably." So
And all of Cronin's dozens of worlds are coming to fight Lightlark and kill one of them.
everyone.
Everyone. Yeah.
But they're like, we'll put a pin in this because we're gonna go find the Heartblade and stop Cronin once and for all. And the book ends.
I just feel like this would have been a great book to end the entire series. I'll say it.
Like, I
We
would
don't need
have
to keep going.
like I don't like understand like why couldn't we just defeat Cronin now? Like we had all this build up. Like we could have like I would have loved to watch Grim and Isla fall in love again and defeat Cronin, and this book could have just wrapped up. That's all we needed to happen.
It was so annoying. Sorry, it just was. I could not get through this. This was a hard one. This was tricky.
Yeah, it picked up for me, but then when I realized, I was like, this isn't ending. This is actually going to keep going. I'm actually kind of feel like this was a waste of my time because
Yeah.
it,
But
it was just so plot heavy.
we'll save every single thought that we have for our final thoughts, and it's going to be a long one. Until then, we have our top 5, which, last book we kind of were giving like cosmopolitan BuzzFeed advice to people. We're going to do that again because it was pretty fun. Our top
Yes.
5 is the top 5 ways to win back your husband after he loses his memories. I know you guys have dealt with it. We have too. It's a tough
Exactly. We talked about it a little
subject.
bit during the episode. Number 5, this is going to be I feel like Isla should have outsourced information. I feel like she should have tried to use like her powers to link people in dreams, to
Mhm.
pull a mutual person they both know and explain to Grimm that him and Isla are in fact married and they do love each other, to bring some clarity to this overall mess of a situation. I think that could have been a great starting point.
I agree. Or also, with all these new abilities she has in this book, go into Cronin's mind, get Grimm's memories of her, maybe reinstate them. That would be our
Yeah,
number 4
I feel like she probably
choice.
has the power to do that. Absolutely.
For sure.
Um, Number 3, we've already talked about this. You gotta find a common ground sooner. Like, I feel like she should have introduced that they both want to defeat Cronin and tried to continue to make that argument that they need to work together to defeat Cronin, because she
Mhm.
mentioned it one time, and if she kept repeating it and why they should work together, I think it would have worked.
I think so too. Number
Yeah.
2, classic approach, 50 first dates him. Like, you got to
Oh my
woo
god,
him a little bit.
what a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And number 1, Maggie and I will say this probably repeatedly in our final thoughts. Stop trying to fuck him so much, and tell him that he's gonna fall in love with you. That's very intense to someone who lost a lot of their memories.
Stop telling him how he feels. I would A, be so resistant, and also B, just take a baby approach with me. It's like my
Patience,
first day on earth.
empathy, something.
Absolutely. But that is the Lightlark series thus far. As
Yeah.
Laura and I have mentioned, ends on a cliffhanger. I'm sure there's going to be 5 million more books. And why not?
I
She's
just
made
want, like, just
so
like
much
end it,
money.
please. It doesn't. It just end it, please.
Yeah.
But we'll be back for our final thoughts. Email us, follow us on TikTok, and give us 5 stars and subscribe to the podcast.
Please. Okay, bye.
Please. Bye.